Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Preller here with your skills block lesson of the day. For today's lesson, you are going to need a pencil and some paper. If you have lined paper, that's even better because we're going to be doing some sentence writing. Before we start our sentence writing though, we are going to do a little warm-up. For our warm-up, the target is I can say the beginning, middle, and end phonemes in a CVC word. Now, phonemes are just a fancy word for the sounds. So like if I were to tap out cat, k, at, those are sounds or phonemes. To do this, I'm going to use the tile board. Okay, boys and girls, so we're going to be tapping out and writing down some words. You can use your pencil and paper for this. I'm going to use my tile board. So the first word I want us to tap out is the word can. Remember, we take our left hand, that's the hand by the side that has the letter A on it, put it palm up, and we're going to tap out can. Are you ready? Can. Once you've tapped out each sound, we can start to listen for each sound and write the letters. So let's go back to our first tapper finger. K. What letter says K? That's right, the letter C. So we're going to bring that down to our first box. K. A. We hear a vowel, that's the letter A. K. And what do we hear at the end? The letter N. Now let's check it. So you take your pointer finger and you make sure each sound makes sense. K, and, can. Very nice, boys and girls. So for the next word, I'm going to do a little bit less talking and it's going to be a little bit more your job to tap out the word. So I'm going to just put my letters back. And here is your next word that you're going to tap out. The next word you're going to tap out is ran. Go ahead and tap it out. Good. It's like he ran fast. Try writing the word. Okay, now I'm going to do it with you. We have R. Did you find the letter R? A. N. That's the letter N. Let's check it. Ran. Great building. Okay, and we have one more. Remember, this is just a warm-up to get us ready for some sentence writing. Okay, our last word is ham. I like ham on my sandwich. Ham. Tap it out and write it down. Okay, so did you hear ham? So we have that's the letter H. A. Did you find A again? And ham. Ham. So how did you guys do with your word building? Remember, this is just a warm up because next we're going to be doing some sentence writing. I hope you left yourself some room on your paper. If not, you can turn your paper over because we're going to write a sentence together. The learning target for our next section is I can use what I know about letters and their sounds to write a sentence. This is our interactive writing song. Now let's all be writers, be writers, be writers. Now let's all be writers like the authors we love. Listen to the sentence, the sentence, the sentence. Listen to the sentence. We will write as a group. So that means that this is shared writing. We're going to all write together. Here's the picture from the sentence we're going to be writing about. So take a look. We have a picture of our character Josh from the story we've been reading. And the sentence is supposed to say, Josh in the mud. Josh in the mud. So that's showing what Josh is currently doing. He's in the mud. Let's say that sentence 5 times. Josh in the mud. Ready? Get your counter fingers ready. Josh in the mud. 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 That helps our brains remember what we're trying to say when we start writing. Now I'm going to go get my paper and a pencil. So here I've got my writing paper. Now, I didn't bring a lot of writing paper home from school, so I had to be a little bit inventive and make my headline, my belly line, and my feet line. I'm going to be using a marker only because it's going to help you see it better. I really want you using a pencil because pencils have erasers and you can erase when you've made a mistake. Now, we got to think about what we've written, or what we're going to write. Josh in the mud. Okay, so the first word I heard was Josh, and that's going to be a tap it out word because I haven't memorized it. J. Josh. J. Josh. Now, where should I start? That's right, the top left corner. Now, I heard J. I know that J says J. And I've got to think, what kind of J do I want? Capital or lowercase? Well, it's the start of a sentence, and it's a name, so we definitely want capital. So, I'm going to put my marker at the top of my headline, down to my feet line, give it a curve, cross at the top for my J. Now I go back to my tapper hand. J, O, octopus, ah. Now for this one, I want to start at that belly line, and I want to make sure my O touches the feet line. I see a lot of kids make really tiny O's, and then I say it's floating away because it's not touching the feet line. So we want to go all the way down there. J, sh. What says sh? Do you remember? If you know it, write it down. Did you say SH? If you did, you're correct. SH together says shh. J, J, Josh. Looks like I finished the word Josh. Now I gotta remind my brain what comes next. Josh in. Our sentence is Josh in the mud. So Josh in. Okay. It's a new word. Who remembers what you have to put down for a new word? That's right. A finger space, or sometimes we call it a meatball space. So I put my fingers here. Josh in. Now, in is a sight word that I know in a snap. It's I-N. That's a word we want to know in a snap. If not, you can listen for the sounds for this one. In. It's a rule follower, so you can tap it out. Good. Now, I gotta think about what comes next. Josh in the. However, do you think I can fit the here? I mean, I could try to squeeze it, but it's not gonna look high quality. So I wanna go down and over. Josh in the. Okay? I know the in a snap as well. It's T-H-E. I hope you knew the in a snap also. Now, I wanna make my T start at the headline and go down to the feet line. Now, should this be capital T or lowercase? Lowercase. It's still the same sentence. So I cross it at the belly. Sometimes lowercase letters go to the headline, so we want to remember that. The T-H-E. Now, E is tricky for a lot of friends, so watch Miss Preller. I'm going to do my little rhyme. Line across, make a C, that's the way to make an E. So you start in the middle, which is one of the few letters that doesn't start at one of the head, belly, or feet line. It starts kind of in the middle. And you do line across, and you make a C, and then you end up with the letter E. Josh in the mud. Mud is not a sight word, so I'm going to need to tap it out. Mud. Okay. I need that finger space. And I'm going to think about what I heard first. That's the letter M. That starts at the belly line. Line down. Trace back up. Give it a curve. Trace back up. Give it a curve. Do you guys know what letter says That's right, the letter U. D. My letter D. So, am I all done? I hope I didn't trick you. We're not done until we put a period. Now I should always go back and check too that I wrote everything correctly. Josh in the mud. It looks like I did. Awesome. Great job writing with me. Remember, if I went too fast, you can always pause the video or rewind the video to finish writing your sentence, Josh in the mud. Here's a couple of things that good writers always should do. They should start with a capital, end with a period. The rest of the letters in the sentence need to be lowercase, and we should have finger spaces between our words. If you did that, you've got high quality work. Our target today was I can use what I know about letters and their sounds to write a sentence. So how did what we know about letters and sounds help us to spell those tricky words, the ones we didn't know in a snap? You're right. When we don't know a word, we want to tap it out to break the word apart, to hear each part of their sound. And when we're done with that, we want to know what letters make those sounds. So we want to be able to then write it down. So we did that with the word Josh. We did it with the word mud today. Now, it's going to help us as writers the more often we break apart words and write words down, because we're going to get faster at it. It's going to become more readable for the people who we give our notes and our letters to. And it's going to make it easier for us to read, because reading and writing are very similar. You have to know your letters and you have to know your sounds. Now, it's been a pleasure learning with you today, and I can't wait to learn with you again tomorrow.